Hey, what's up, guys? So one of the new kitties has never used bands or chains, so I'm going to do a quick instructional video for bench and squats. So these are 5 foot long, 5/8 chains. They're in 20-pound increments. So fold the chain in half and find the center link. You're going to loop a lead chain through it, through either the big link or right in the middle of the chain, that's fine. So the lead chain, you can buy it in any hardware store. Same with the carabiner. This chain is really expensive. You can only pretty much get it online, lifting sites, or maybe at a boat yard or something if you get lucky. So this bar height is set for my bench press height. So whenever you take the bar out and you're at lockout, you want 2 chains to be piled on the ground. 2 links to be piled on the ground. So it's going to be right there. So I'm going to eyeball it. So it's around here. Maybe a little bit shorter, so maybe I would make this a little bit shorter, like maybe 2 links shorter. So that's how you set up chains. It's always going to be folded in half. You never want to set up a chain like this, right off the bar. We don't do it like that. We always fold the chain in half and attach it to a lead chain. So that's how we do it for bench. Setting up bands on bench, you can take a dumbbell or you can do it in the power rack. You can loop it right under the power rack or through a peg. Here we've got a dumbbell. We want to make sure the dumbbell is out far enough so that it's going to be wherever the bar is touching our chest, that it's pulling the bar down in a straight line. We don't want the band set up back here. We don't want to loop them onto the bench. They're going to be pulling the bar back into our face. We don't want that. So this is doubled. This is a mini band. Most of you girls are going to be using micros, maybe. Well, that's not true, actually. So this is double mini band bench. It gives about 80 or 90 pounds tension at the top. Both sides combined. So it's bench press. Moving on to squats. So it's going to be the same exact thing for the chain, setting up on squats, but your lead chain is going to be longer. So the chains are going to start around here. They're folded in half, same thing as the bench. Lead chain is going to be longer. You want to make sure that while you're standing up, that there's 2 links on the ground to lock out on each side. So for bands, this is using a nice Westside power rack. A lot of 24-hour gyms don't have access to stuff like this. So you're going to have to set it up on a dumbbell. You might have to set it up on a dumbbell. Let's say we've got a dumbbell here. Let's say this is the dumbbell. You're going to choke the band on it. Put it over the bar. Looks great until you're in the hole and there's a ton of slack on the bar. So what you're going to have to do is loop the band around the bar a couple times to make sure that in the bottom of the squat you've got constant tension. So just like this, we would loop it around, tighten it up like that. You might have to do that 1 or 2 times if you're on a dumbbell. Make sure the dumbbell is heavy enough. Light bands, which are 1 inch thick, they give about between 70 to 90 pounds, depending on how they're set up at the top of the lift. So make sure you have, that's combined, both bands. So make sure the dumbbells are heavy enough to anchor the bands down. If you've got a fancy power rack like we have, this is how you're gonna want to set them up. So loop through this one, then loop like this. Take it underneath the second pin. The second pin is gonna be wherever the bar is gonna be, pulling in a straight line after you walk the squat out. Now, if you're in a monolift, I'm sure you don't even need an instructional video on how to set up bands. There's people around you that know how, if you have access to a monolift. So this is how we would set up. This kind of pulls the extra tension out. For a shorter person, though, there might still be slack on the bands in the hole, and then we would wrap it around the bar once. So that's how it's done. And that is all.